So here we have at the New York Auto Show the world debut of the S63 AMG Coupe. Now I'm sure you'll have opinion on its looks here. I think it looks great. I think it's a really impressive, very graceful car, and you'd never guess that it's 5 meters long. I mean, this is a big car. So let's talk about the juicy stuff. It has that wonderful V8 5.5 litre twin turbo engine, which has around 577 horsepower. Now in the UK we will have rear wheel drive, but in the US and Europe it will have four-wheel drive. The four-wheel drive version does 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. Now, I'll tell you something that we found out recently. Race start on Mercedes-Benz, absolutely fantastic. We did a drag battle recently that you can watch very soon on Evo TV with an E63. We used the race start launch control system and it was absolutely blindingly fast. I won't give away the time. Now, when we tried a normal mode, so a manual kind of start function in this E63, we went even quicker. So the four-wheel drive version of this, the manufacturer figure is 3.9. I bet it's quicker. Now that is serious performance. What else can we tell you about this car? Well, it's got some amazing tech innovations, one of which, well, I think it's probably best to show you something on the windscreen. Come over here and I'll show you. So I don't know if you can see either side, on the top of the windscreen there, either side you've got two sensors. Effectively it's binocular vision, kind of like your eyes. It reads the road ahead of you. Now when you're driving along the road, this binocular vision tells the car that a corner is approaching, and then what it does, it engages the active curve tilting system. So the car will lean 2.5 degrees into a corner. It's a very new feature, and this is unique to Mercedes-Benz products at the moment. And it's interestingly, it's a feature like ABS that will eventually make its way into smaller cars. So it's absolutely fascinating. Now, from a juvenile perspective, I can't wait to see this car fully crossed up, leaning 2.5 degrees into a corner. I'm sure we'll find out how that looks very soon. So let me tell you a little bit more about this car. The active curve tilting, it only works in the dry up to 120 miles an hour in daylight. Yeah, there's a stereo imaging camera on the top. That's how it reads the road ahead. And it also has the magic body control, which again, from reading the surface ahead, it tells the suspension before it reaches a bump or a pothole how to respond to it. So I've yet to try this, but I've heard people say that in the S-Class, when you approach a speed bump at 30 miles an hour, you really can't feel it. The car just pops over it with the suspension reacting before or the precise moment that the bump arrives to the tyres. Now, I'm a big fan of the new direction of the Mercedes styling. I think it's, especially the AMG versions, they're much more cohesive. You can argue that the previous AMGs, the bodywork extensions, the kind of aerodynamic features look tacked on. I don't think you can say that about the newer generation AMG cars. They're much more cohesive. And we spoke to one of the designers earlier on, and he's particularly proud of this line that runs down the side of the car. Now, I don't know whether you can follow me around here. You can see this this kind of waistline here, and I'll turn around, and it runs all the way, and then it drops off. Here, the previous CL63, so the car that this replaces, was, in the words of the designer, it was very much a wedge shape, and he said it was aggressive, maybe too aggressive. He said, we are Mercedes-Benz, so we can afford to be relaxed. We are the best. Now, it's a very confident attitude, I think you can say, but it's very interesting that this line here, all the way down to the side, it just gives the cars a kind of a grace about it. Now, a 577 horsepower car with grace. Now, yes, it's our kind of car. This, I think it's going to be great to drive. Modern AMGs are getting better and better, and this year is a big year for Mercedes and AMG as well. We expect to see the new GT. We expect to see a C-Class AMG as well. There will be a restyled CLS. So. And of course they are the title sponsor this year at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. So busy year for Mercedes, and AMG are doing particularly well. So we look forward to driving this at the end of the year. And one last thing, there's going to be a 65. So if 577 horsepower is not enough for you, then there's a 65 version with a V12 twin turbocharged engine as well. So very interesting, and we can't wait to try the active curve tilting function. Brilliant.